Hey, good evening, Viking parents and students that are actually able to join this video stream. So again, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be part of that. One of the reasons I wanted to have this meeting was to give you the most updated information that we actually have so we can kind of move forward as we begin this new school year. So again, as we begin this new school year, it's going to be a very different school year than we've ever had as we open up the school beginning tomorrow. So again, I thank you for taking time so you can get the most up-to-date information. And I know there's a lot of uneasiness on your part, and there's, I think, a lot of anxiety at the same time. And there's the same thing with our staff and with everything that's been going on. I think there's a lot of you that might be thinking that, hey, we've had since March to prepare for this, and in all actuality, things have been changing on a daily basis. So we've been editing and making things as we go forward to make sure that we're adjusting everything that we have in place to meet the new health orders that are put in place by the governor and by the public ed department. So again, I thank you for taking time to be part of it. One of the things I do want to really reemphasize to you as we move into our new journey is that I want you to be patient. I know that there's a lot of things that are going on with you trying to access certain things. Please be patient. We have a lot of people working in different areas. This is new to everybody in the ways that we have to work and what we have to actually get done. Now it's not as easy as it was when we were all here on site to get certain things done. So again, I just to be patient. We will get things done to make sure that your student is being serviced. So again, I just ask that you be patient. I know one of the biggest questions that have been on there now that the students actually have accessed their schedules through Synergy is that some of you need schedule changes. Again, I need you to be patient because our counselors are working very, very hard to make sure that they're leveling from summer school grades to graduation requirements that need to be filled by the seniors. But the order that we're actually going to follow, and this is where you need to be the patient, is that the seniors' priority going to be with the seniors is that to make sure that those seniors are in classes for them to be graduating now in May. And more importantly, if they need to be taking some other additional classes to fulfill their graduation requirements, that those counselors need to be working with them first. So the first order that the counselors are going to be working on is the seniors, and then we will move down to the juniors, and then we will again work down to the sophomores and to the freshmen. So if your child's a freshman, I apologize, but that's the order that we actually need to do on there. One of the things that you do need to realize is that everything is very tight. Our enrollment, we are over our projection, which is it's a good thing for Valley High School, but it's also a bad thing in this new era that we actually have to do. So again, please bear with us and be patient as we go through this process. One of the things that I do need to make sure that you are aware with everything else is that I do send out a weekly parent update on a Sunday night at 5 p.m. I do need to make sure that your email that you use in Synergy is updated and an accurate email, because that's the way that we actually will be communicating with the parents as we go through this school year. So if your email, if you're not receiving anything from the school on a Sunday night, you need to contact the school so we can see what's going on. We are running reports, and we do have quite a bit of families that have the school email and the school numbers being blocked. So we will be contacting those families to make sure that they're unblocked, or if those are not active numbers or emails, to make sure that those parents actually have the most updated email or phone numbers in the system. So we'll be working on that. The other thing that I do need to re-emphasize is that as we go through this, the teachers have been working very, very hard to kind of get ready for this. And like I said, I think there's a lot of you that might be thinking, hey, we've had since March to actually plan for this. And in all actuality, we were planning to be opening up and more in a face-to-face, depending on what everything happened. But things seem to be getting worse in the state here, and we're just following the governor's orders. And as we've done the schedules, with the administration, we've done numerous schedules since we've been here since July. And every time we think we have the right schedule for our students, something changes. It either gets changed from the governor's office, it gets changed from the public ed department, or it can be changed from the Albuquerque Public Schools. So again, there's a lot of things that fall into this, and that's why I'm having this meeting as late as it is. I wish I could have had this a little bit sooner to kind of get the uneasiness proud of you that we are ready here at Valley High School. But like I said, things are changing, and I do think that things will be changing a whole lot through this whole school year. So this is going to be the new norm, that we're going to have to be able to transition from one model to another. And as a reminder to everybody, we do start school tomorrow. We're all starting in the red, which is a remote learning. So that's what we're going to be in for right now. The next level, and that'll open up when the governor and the public ed and the Albuquerque Public Schools say so, is that the next color would actually be yellow, which is the hybrid model, which that means half of the students will be coming to school on certain days and the other half will be on remote learning. And then ultimately we want to shoot for the green, which means that we're back to, it'll be a new normal, but it'll be the normal where everybody's coming to school on time. So as we transition into these models, you have to remember that we could transition forward to the different colors, but while we're in a certain color, we have to keep in the back of our mind that there's a possibility that we might have to transition backwards depending on what happens here at the school. And so that's why it is very important that everything is updated, because we will be using School Messenger to send out messages to you as things happen or things change, and things can change overnight. So that's why it's important that all that information is accurate. At this particular time, I do want to kind of go over the schedules that we're actually going to be looking at for this week, and then with the kind of schedule that you'll actually have for your students. So I want you to kind of be looking at this. So I want to transition. So I'm going to put the first schedule up that I want you to be looking at, which is going to be on the board over here. Okay, so tomorrow's Wednesday. That's the first official day for school for our students. But you need to, again, please be patient because we're going to be transitioning. There's a lot of things that actually have to take place on this. Is that tomorrow the students will actually need to be logging on at 10 o'clock with their advisory teacher. And by this time, your students should have received a welcome link from their advisory teacher to log on to advisory tomorrow at 10 o'clock. If you have not received anything from your advisory, you need to send an email to us here at the school so we can figure out which teacher and why the teacher hasn't sent up a link for advisory tomorrow. So tomorrow at advisory, we're going to be meeting with the students, and we're really going to be looking at and doing an inventory just to make sure that the students' school email, their Synergy email is working correctly, that they have technology devices that they're going to be able to work on while we're in school, and that there's Wi-Fi access from wherever they're going to be working from and stuff like that. But a lot of it's going to be a lot of inventory and just welcoming the students back to school. What we want to try to do is start getting them back into some type of routine, but tomorrow is the first thing that we actually have to do is actually log on for advisory so we can kind of do that inventory. Today we begin with the Chrome distribution. We distributed about 350 Chromebooks today. We will do distribution again tomorrow from 1 to 2:30, and then we will do it again on Thursday and Friday from 9 to 11. So again, if your student needs a Chromebook, they need to come tomorrow between 1 and 2:30 tomorrow, or they can come on Thursday and Friday between 9 and 11 to get a Chromebook that we have here at the school, so that way they're ready to get started for the rest of the week. If you kind of look at the schedule for Thursday and Friday, you need to look at for first period is from 7:25 to 8:13, and then they'll go to second period, third period, fourth period. And what we're going to be doing during this is the C schedule. This is going to be a perfect time for the teachers to actually start meeting with their students, just to kind of just see how they're doing, what they're doing, so that way those students can actually start having communication with their teachers, and they can start having those conversations with some of the students that they actually have in those particular classes at that particular time. So if you look at first period, 7:25 to 8:13, then they go to second period from 8:20 to 9:08, third and so forth. So this next 2 days, they'll be going to meet all their teachers during that time. If you see here, there's lunch will be from 11:58 to 12:42, so there will be nothing going on at that particular time. One thing I do need to let you know is if your student actually has a 0 hour, those teachers have actually been made contact with those students because personally, I don't think students are going to be getting up at 6:30 in the morning to log on to a class. So what we've done with our 0-hour classes, those teachers have communicated with their students as to a different time that they will actually log on for that particular class. So those 0-hour classes that we have is going to be kind of like student government, student leadership with Mrs. Rivera. And then we actually have the driver's ed class that Mr. Montoya has, and I think he's reaching out to those families to let them know what the time that they'll be logging on, and also for our marching band at that particular time. So again, this week is a lot. Just we log on at advisory at 10 tomorrow. That everybody needs to log on. So we'll kind of go from there, and then we'll start transitioning where the students will start logging in for each of the different classes. So they can kind of start meeting with their teachers. That will begin on Monday of next week. And if you look at on Monday, again, the students will actually be doing some type of independent work. Some of the teachers might be giving them some type of real, I don't want to say easy assignments, but they might be doing some type of lesser type of assignments from the previous week that they can be working here on Monday to work on or to get caught up with certain things. But on Monday, again, every student will log on to with their advisory teacher, and that's the time that we will all check in with our students at that particular time, just to make sure everything is going good. And so Monday's going to be it's a flex Monday where the students actually work offline, but they will log on for their advisory from 10 to 10:30. And then in the afternoon, we actually have it for our teachers to be contacting the families as they kind of go forward. One of the things I do need to stress as we move forward with the new schedules, and you're going to look at this, is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is going to be our traditional block. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're going to be going periods 1, 2, 4, and 6. Again, that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And on Wednesdays will be periods 1, 3, 5, and 7. One thing that you do need to look at here, and if you kind of look at this, is every time you see a tan colored line, that is where your student is going to be logging in and meeting with that teacher kind of face to face, but it's going to be in the remote setting. So that's going to be a live interaction classroom setting for your student and the teacher in the tan color. Once we look at the blue, which is again the same period, but you look at the blue is going to be looking where those students can actually be working independently offline, but there's also an opportunity for those teachers, if a student needs some additional help on there, that they have that opportunity to be working with those students independently, one-to-one, or if students have questions to get more clarification, they have that opportunity. So if you look for each of the different class periods, it's done in a 10, again, which is going to be meeting live with the teacher, then it'll go into an independent type mode. And this is going to be one of the things that we're going to have consistent across the board for everybody, between anything you see in green from 9:55 to 10:25, that's green's office hours. That's where all the teachers are going to be made available. So any student, whether it's from that day, whether it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, it doesn't necessarily mean from those classes for that day, but if any student has any questions, that's when the teachers are going to be made available for those students at that particular time. So then we'll kind of look at, then we'll log on again at fourth period at 10:30. They'll do that, and then again, there's the blue where they'll work offline. We'll be running our lunch exactly from 12 to 12:30, so everybody will have a break during that time. And then it gets for the last class of the day. Again, it goes into a 10, which goes from, they'll log back on at 12:35, and again, finish up at 1:20, and then they'll go into the blue mode, which they'll be doing some independent work at that particular time, and they'll finish off the day. So this is the schedule that we have in place for everybody once we start this, and this schedule will actually begin next Monday. Okay, parents, just to let you know that we do have these different types of specialty marked masks that we have made up that we've given to our staff. And for those of you that come for Chromebooks, you've seen our staff wearing various kinds of masks. But we're ordering these masks will be on sale for parents, alumni, students, anybody that wishes to purchase a mask that has Valley High School logos on it. These will be going on sale once this order comes in, and they will be sold $15 for an individual or $25 for 2 masks. And so these will be there, but I'll give you more information as to what we actually have. We've been getting a lot of feedback from our alumni, from parents, from students, that they wish to purchase one of these type of masks once they actually come in. as a reminder for you parents and for your students, that whenever we do go into yellow, when we're in a hybrid model, masks will be given to the students that they do not have a mask, and we'll be using those real thin paper type masks that will be provided for your student. But again, this is going to be made available if you wish to purchase these, and I will let you know when we actually have that at that once they actually come in. So again, parents, I hope this meeting was informational for you. Again, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be part of this. As a reminder, again, make sure that you have all the correct emails and contact information that's updated in Synergy. And one final word that I want to kind of leave with everybody as we kind of start getting into this, and I really think that from a parent standpoint and from a student standpoint, is that I think they're in the home setting, you need to kind of create a learning environment for your students, so that way your student will be getting out of bed and going to a certain area to actually log on for his classes. I know last year when we were in the other model, a lot of kids were just basically from bed, and that's not the best way for these students to actually learn. I think what they really need to do is get into a routine where they actually get up and go to a certain area and kind of block off, and however you do it at your house, but have kind of like an area where the students can actually work from. I just know that everybody had to make transitions and make different types of accommodations last year when we went into working from home, and so we have to create kind of our own working spaces. So again, I just encourage you for you to set that up for your student there at your home, so that way they have a good learning environment there at home as we go into this new era. So again, I thank you for taking time to be with us here tonight. I hope I answered a lot of your questions. I hope it makes things a little bit clearer. And as a reminder, things do change drastically that come down from the state, the public ed, and even from the district. So again, please just be patient. We're all working in this together. And I know by us working all together, we will be stronger and we will be better in the long run. So again, thank you for being part of this. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we're going to have a great school year. Welcome back, Vikings.